Hello, everybody. Cindy Greenway here, editor-in-chief at lawmarketing.com, and today we're talking with Stephen Fairley about the 3 tips to converting browsers into buyers for personal injury attorneys. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with Stephen, but just in case you're not, he is the CEO of the Rainmaker Institute, and at the Rainmaker Institute, they work exclusively with attorneys to find new clients fast using online and offline legal marketing strategies. And over 10,000 attorneys nationwide have benefited from learning and implementing the proven marketing strategies that Stephen himself teaches at the Rainmaker Institute or at the Rainmaker Retreats as well. So Stephen, thank you for joining me here today.
Thank you so much for having me, Cindy. I appreciate you taking time to do this.
Great, thank you. So let's talk about the 3 tips to converting browsers into buyers. And I know you've got a lot of information to share here, so I'm just going to let you jump right in.
Well, the number 1 tip is how fast you actually connect with someone who comes in as a lead. Now, as a personal injury attorney, you have to do a lot of filtering, you have to do a lot of sorting, right? Because not every single person that calls your office is actually going to be a qualified lead. And I get that, I understand that. But what I want to do is I want to teach you 2 or 3 tips that you can use to start to implement to be able to help you convert more of those prospects into paying clients or browsers into buyers. So the very first tip is there was a study that was done on over 2 million leads that were generated over the internet. These were not just leads from referrals. These were leads that were generated off of websites or pay-per lead or anything like that. What they found was that there was a direct correlation between how fast you connected to that person and whether or not you were able to actually retain them as a client. And they found that it almost fell off a cliff. For every single minute that you waited beyond 5 minutes, it would absolutely fall off a cliff in terms of converting that prospect into an actual client. And so one of the very first tips is you have 5 minutes or less to be able to connect with a prospect if they come in off the internet or come in over the telephone or anything like that and leave a voicemail message for you or send you an email or fill out a contact form or anything like that. So you have a very, very limited amount of time. So you want to make sure that you get back to that person as fast as possible. And if you don't have a system that can get back to that person in 5 minutes or less, you're literally leaving money on the table and you're handing that lead off to your competition. The second one is never make an attorney responsible for following up. That is the second rule. If you want to fix your follow-up, never make an attorney responsible for following up. Now, right now I know that some of you are probably thinking, hey, yeah, but I'm the best person in my firm. I know how to qualify that person. I get it. I understand that. And I want you to do that. But I don't want you chasing down that lead. Obviously, if that lead is talking to you on the phone, then you can qualify that person and determine whether or not they're a good client for your law firm or not. However, if they leave you a voicemail or they send you an email connection request, or maybe they're on your website and you have live chat, they fill out a form request, whatever it is, I don't want you chasing that person down. I want you to have an assistant that's actually setting the appointment for you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't want that attorney to actually follow up with them. I want you to have a system in place or an assistant in place who can actually get that person on the phone and then hot transfer them over to you so that you can convince them to do business with you. The third one is call a minimum of 5 to 7 times before giving up. You know, lots of times when you don't get that person on the phone and you'll leave a voicemail message and they don't return the call, you think, oh, well, they must not be interested. Oh, well, they must have chosen someone else. That's not at all. It's not about you. It has nothing to do with you. Oftentimes, guess what? They're busy as well as you are. So you want to call a minimum of 5 to 7 times before giving up on that person. And you say, I would never call that person 5 to 7 times. That's correct. That's why I say, see rule number 2, never make an attorney responsible for following up. I hope that helps you and your listeners convert more prospects into clients on a regular, consistent basis by fixing your follow-up and converting more of those leads.
Right. Well, Stephen, thank you so much. I know people can find you at www.therainmakerblog.com and on Twitter at Stephen Fairley. Is that correct?
Yes.
Great. Well, thanks so much. I know we're going to be talking to you again soon. We'll talk to you again.